Hello and welcome to Barry's Economics. This video is about being asset rich but cash poor. So one of the things I hear a lot when a wealth tax or an asset tax is mentioned is people saying, that's all well and good to say, but I'm actually asset rich, cash poor. I don't have the money. If this tax comes in, I don't have the money to pay for it. Barry, you've misunderstood. When I said I have liquid assets, I don't mean I have money. I mean I have yachts. Do you see? And there seems like a really reasonable argument with people saying, even when somebody says, well, listen, this house is worth £10 million, but I don't have money to pay for this. There's Rory Sutherland, I quite like, talks about this really clearly.
Once you've lived in a 5-bedroom house, even though you're living on your own and your kids have left, people don't want to go because they've got all their stuff and they're habituated. Now, I don't mind the old being rich if they just go and spend some money. I know serious numbers of people, literally in 7-figure properties, who worry about like whether you buy the lemon from Aldi or whether you buy it from M&S. I think there must be £1 trillion of economic value tied up in properties that are 3 bedrooms too big for the occupant, while the occupant is actually economically almost useless because they're actually worrying about the pennies.
It kind of sounds reasonable, doesn't it, when somebody says, oh, this has been in my family for generations. We just don't have that much cash. We just got all this land, but it doesn't give us any money. You wouldn't move off our land, would you? Our inherited family land. And part of me thinks that sounds reasonable. And it's brought up again and again and again when people talk about taxing assets. But what I find the hypocrisy in it is, for me, is that my direct experience has been people that I know that have bought their house over their generation having to sell that house in order to pay for their care. Like the government at the moment in England, if you've got more than £23,000 in assets, including your home, you have to pay for your care. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely think it's cruel to make old people sell their homes in order to pay for their care. It's just that if we're doing it to Doris from Doncaster, we definitely have to do it for Jeff on the moon. You know? If old people have to liquidate their assets to pay for care, it seems fair to ask millionaires to liquidate their assets to pay for society. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Because if you're sitting on £30 million worth of assets, that isn't poverty. That is being asset obese. So let's just make it fair. I made this video just because it frustrates me every time I see that argument, and so I just wanted to address it. Thanks for watching.